tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Homage to the fully enlightened Supreme Buddha. Dear friends in the Dhamma, today it's a wonderful day to meet you again. I am going to discuss with you some of the very important aspects of Buddhism to see the path correctly, because there's a danger, there's a difficulty to get the right teaching. If you don't have the right frame of understanding of the Dharma, it can be a great danger to this life as well as great danger to samsaric life. So dear friends, Buddha said, Micchadittim bhikkhave mahasavajjam. The wrong view, wrong understanding is the greatest disaster, the most heinous, most dangerous thing that can be happen to a person. So dear friends, we need to understand the right understanding. So always during the Buddha's time, the Sariputta, one of the Buddha's chief disciples, was living in the Savatthi, and there were a group of monks, and this group of monks reached to the Sariputta and discussed and asked, what is the right view? And because many people talks about right view, we don't know. Can you kindly elaborate on this? Can you kindly explain this more detail? So when this question was put forward to the Venerable Sariputta, he explained in many ways how to understand right understanding. You know, there are two levels of right understanding. The one is kammasakata Samma Ditthi, that means when you do good things and you will reach good results. This is a basic, very minimum right understanding. Then there's a very deeper level of right understanding that leads to the emancipation, that leads to the Nibbana. So let's touch some of these aspects. So the explanation is that when you know the wholesome action and when you know the unwholesome action, these are leading to our action lead into unwholesome action, then our action lead to wholesome action. If you can distinguish, if you can differentiate these two different aspects, this is one of the understanding of Samma Ditthi. When you say wholesome action, for example, killing of animal beings is unwholesome action, because you cannot kill any person because you have kindness, because you have compassion, you cannot do it. At the time of doing, at the time of killing, you definitely entertain, you definitely harbor anger and hatred towards that beings. Without that kind of energy created in your mind, you cannot kill any person, any beings. So therefore, killing of any person, stealing of other things. When you are stealing, you have the greed behind it, and when you have sexual misconduct or wrong way of entertaining your desires, then you are either deluded or either great deal of desire. So all these are unwholesome. and also telling lies, telling harsh speech, telling useless things, telling divisive speech. These kind of things will lead to even gossip. This kind of leads to unwholesome roots. Let's take, if you are refraining from killing, if you are refraining from stealing, if you are refraining from sexual misconduct, if you are refraining from telling lies, if you are refraining from using alcohol and drinks and drugs, then your mind is more pure, because you are not entertaining, you are not harboring, you are not keeping in your mind any hatred, delusion or ignorance. So these are kind of good thoughts. So I can remember one story in Greek which was happened in thousands years ago. In Greece, there was one woodcutter, the wood, actually he was a timber merchant rather than woodcutter. And in his own very house, there was a very big tree, But the people in the village, in the Greek, there's many beliefs. They believe pantheon of God, many gods. So the villagers thought there are some spirits, there are some tree gods in the tree. So they offer some offerings to the tree, and every day they bring offerings and worship and go around the tree, and sometimes they make wish under the tree. So after some time, the timber merchant couldn't find a very good timber. He saw that his own house having a very huge tree with a huge trunk. He thought, he measured it and he thought, I can make a lot of money. When this tree was measured and he thought of cutting, the villagers got to know that this person is going to destroy our shrine or our local deity's tree. So they very gently and with kindness and request this person, please don't cut this tree. He never listened to his villagers, he never listened to his wife and children. So one day he get the axe and cut it and make into pieces of wood and sell it. But when he was cutting the tree, the gods in the tree make a curse on him. That the curse was that he will feel so hungry, no matter what he eats, he couldn't end his hunger. So that the people also curse him, and the tree gods run away to another tree. The tree spirits run away to another trees. So when this was happened, he sold all the timber and he got good price, good money, and he was very happy for a while. But as days go on, he began to develop a great hunger. No matter how much he eat, no matter how much he drinks, he still feels so much hungry. So, and also his mind become like deluded, and his day-to-day activities he couldn't do because of his hunger. So he began to sell all his properties, all his wealth, whatever he has, to buy food for him. Gradually he lost almost all the wealth he had, and later he sell the things in his house, and then later he nothing to sell. So he want to eat, then he kill his own wife, he kill his own children and eat. At the end, still he is hungry. At the end, he cannot afford anything. He cut his own limbs, his own hands and his own legs and all. So he began to eat and he died from that. When we go to the greed, any kind of greed, nowadays there are so many things to develop greed, so much things to have so much desire. So you must be careful. Now people get so much diabetes, so much other things, they also even have to cut limbs and other things because of their desire. So this desire needs to be controlled. Anyway, when you know that your greed, when you know your hatred, when you know your delusion, that way you can develop the right understanding. And also, very important aspect of the right understanding is that you need to have unwavering faith in the teachings. It's in medical science, there is a placebo effect, there is also nocebo effect. The placebo effect is that when a doctor wants to give some medicine, sometimes he give fake medicine. Inside the pills, inside the capsule, there are some sugar or some colorful substance which is not harmful, but they are not real medicine. But if you believe that the patient believe it, then he will take it and he will get recovered. But they were not real medicine. But that shows that even people have some kind of trust on something that will work on them. That's how our human psyche, our human mind is working. But if you have some understanding, based on that understanding, if you act on that, that will give definitely a good result. Don't worry. So you have to have unwavering, unshakable, unbreakable trust on the teachings of the especially Four Noble Truth and Eight Noble Path. So this is the one aspect of Samma Ditthi. Then when you abandon the last unwholesome route, that will create the right view. Then Buddha talk about nutrients. You know, the Sariputta talk about nutrients. The nutrients are four kinds of nutrients. When we talk about food, we only talk about in the physical food. But Buddhism is go beyond this physical food, like bread, butter, banana, hoppers, or whatever we eat is called Kabbalikara Ahara. This is very necessary for our body to sustain. This is one aspect of our sustaining the body. But Buddhism teaches go beyond this physical food, you know. This physical food is definitely a part and parcel of our life. Without that, we cannot survive. Buddha says, Sabbe Satta Haritika. All beings are based their lives on food. Without food, no life, no survival. Therefore, the second food Buddha talk about, Passa Ahara. The Passa Ahara means the contact. We have five senses: ears, nose, eyes, tongue, body, and mind. These six senses always getting many kinds of sensations, many kinds of information, many kinds of feelings throughout the day, throughout the night. We don't know. So these information, these happy feelings, the sad feelings, the neutral feelings, always are feeding us. There's a nice example or simile verse given in Buddhist teachings. It's our body is like a skinned cow. You know, when a skinned cow is not died, when he was skinned and alive, I'm giving example, don't do that. And when they are alive, if they go to the water in order to refrain from the pain that when the skin is removed, the fish and the other watery animals will hurt him. If you go and lie down on the floor, the sand or the mud or the earth or the rough things on the earth will hurt. If this cow lean against the tree or any other thing, that will hurt her. So in any way or the other, we are always having these kind of inputs, in these kinds of information coming into our body. So we need to understand this process, because these contacts, we search pleasant contacts. When we search pleasant contacts, that will create more karma, that will create more path, prolonging our samsaric life. That's why we need to be aware, have right understanding, right view about these feelings. Then if you know the arising of the contact, if you know the cessation of the contacts, if you know how to put an end to these contacts or the cessation of these contacts, that is right view. Then the Another kind of food explained in Buddhism is called Mano Sanchetana Ahara. The Mano Sanchetana Ahara is very important part of our life because we think that our thoughts are also kind of foods. The danger is the thoughts we are creating will give another level to our life, will lead to another life. That's why Mano Sanchetana Ahara, the thoughts we are entertaining in our mind, the concept we are entertaining in our mind, we should know the arising of the thoughts in our mind, we should know whether they are wholesome or unwholesome, we should know that they are cessation of those thought process. This is very important. This is called Mano Sanchetana Ahara. Then Vijnana Ahara is called the mind. Mind itself is a promoter of this samsaric life because it has some aspects that when person is reborn, according to the teachings of the Buddha, the father-mother union and together with another mind should come to the womb of the person is about to be born. So this vijnana is the another kind of. So if person can be aware of the arising and sustaining and remaining and then the cessation of this mind, this is also under when you develop the right understanding. Samma Ditthi is one part of the Samma Ditthi. Then Buddha says that we have the clingings. There are four kinds of clingings: the clingings to sensual pleasures, clinging to views and rules and observance, clinging to self. So when you understand these kind of clingings to ourself, clinging to our sensual pleasures, clinging to our views, then clinging to rules and observation. You know, sometimes people believe that when they do like animal sacrifices, sometimes people do in the name of religion, sometimes some religions in the world encourage and tell their followers to kill the followers of other religion. So they think this is right teaching. They think this will they will lead to heaven, they will go to good places, they will have rebirth. This is a totally wrong understanding of religion. So when they have this kind of observances, religious this is called wrong understanding as opposed to the right understanding. When people have this kind of wrong understanding, it is heinous, it's very dangerous, it is really bad for themselves. Nobody cannot create good thing out of bad thing. You can create only good things from good things. Bad thing will create from bad things. So it is very important to understand the wrong and rules and observations, rituals that is taught. That's why in Buddhism we need to inquisitive, we need to be investigate. Is this right? Is this wrong? Is this beneficial? Is this not beneficial? In this way you have your own scale, you have your own judgment. So don't merely blindly and without questioning, without inquiring, without investigating, don't believe anything. That is so dangerous. That is so harmful for you, harmful for the society. So it's very important for us to understand the meaning of the religious texts. Just don't merely become a blind person. Be a seeker. Don't be a blind follower. So that's what Buddhism encourages people to inquire into, investigate into, and take deep research. Then after evaluating, after balancing the views, you must come to a conclusion, not blindly. This blindness leads to nowhere. This actually leads to somewhere very dangerous place for you and for the society. So it's very important to understand the right understanding of the things in the world. Then you must understand the clinging, feelings and contacts. Then especially ignorance. In this world there are so much ignorance. People are encouraged to believe, people are encouraged to follow just blindly. Because these people are sometimes not educated, because these people's minds are not allowed to open to other things. They just ask to believe. This leads to some people to very, very wrong perceptions in their life. So therefore, friends, in Buddhism, we need to understand that Samma Ditthi is one part of the Eight Noble Fold Path. This is the first step in the Eight Noble Fold Path. We have right understanding, right views, right concepts, right livelihood, right actions, right consciousness, then right concentration, mindfulness, and right concentration. So if you don't have right understanding, you cannot have right action or right livelihood. If you don't have right livelihood, you cannot have right effort. So whole Eight Noble Path is combined together each other. They are one and part and parcel of the same path. So therefore, friends, let us try to develop more and more right wisdom, right understanding. Through that, we must look at the world, we must look at the religion, we must look at the teachings of any other religion. Then we can understand more. If we are doing blindly, if we are following something blindly, it's very harmful, it's very dangerous, and it is not for the benefit of oneself, it's not for the benefit of the others. Therefore, friends, Samma Ditthi Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya explains the importance to have a right view in our life regarding the teachings of the Buddha, regarding the other teachings you have found in other religions. Whatever it is good, you can take, not harmful, not dangerous, you can take it. So I wish you, all of you, with the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, may you be protected, guided, and may you be able to follow the Buddha's teachings and brings you happiness and peace with the blessings of Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha.